Good evening, everyone. I hope you are well and I hope you can hear me. Welcome to another Monday evening episode of the Super League. We're up to game week 6 or 7, depending on how you look at it. Of course, with some clubs still having a game in hand, which will be played in a couple of rounds' time. It should make everyone up to the same number from game week 9 or 10, something around that. Um, so, what have we got in store for you this evening? We have got very interesting lineup of fixtures, as always. Um, we can have a look at something like Badgers against Sancte. There's, of course, a story there. Badgers still with a lot of injuries trying to get into the top six. Dudley against Stanley. Stanley looking for the first win of the season. Evening Tato, evening Ross. Exiles take on Sloths. Exile looking to bounce back after that. Defeat to East Coast. Sloths, of course, had a bad send off and had a bit of a terrible game last time out. Fulchester tasked with the unenviable job of taking points of East Coast to be the first to do so. Who knows? It might happen. Um, Evening, Steve. We have got Northern Burn against Foss Road as well coming up. We have got Stackington against the Haggis, and finally Vikings against Los Santos. Um, there is no particular order. As early as possible for me. You're in Edinburgh with a family. Evening, Dimple. You are in luck. You are in luck, Tato, because both you and Ross are here, so we can kick off with Badgers against Sancti, unless anyone objects. Steve, you're here as well. You're playing Los Santos, and Scott's away at the football, so that's a good one for you as well. But we'll kick off with Badgers against Sancte. It seems like a good place to start. Um, Badgers, as mentioned, Ryan Giggs still out, Mackay still out, Tigalco still out. Two, if not three, big players to come back in. Sosa's not done too bad. Salas has not done too bad, but it's obviously not been super easy. But 1-1 draw against Foss Road, not the worst result. They did beat Exiles, they did beat Fulchester, and they've still got Giggs and Tigalco to come back. So it's not looking too bad for the Badgers. They are in seventh at the moment. Um, they are up against Sancte. A couple of changes. I might have to double check these. So apologies, Ross. I believe that you probably came through an email. There's a chance that I haven't actually looked at it, but I think I have. I think it said against Badgers. We will double check that. For sure, you have the right tactic, but if you see any problems in the lineup, let me know. But I think it's okay with Svintakovsky coming in there in the central role. Even Dan as well. So yeah, a tricky start to the season for Sancte. They're in 13th. They have got a couple of points on the board, but only 3 goals scored. Will that change tonight? Badgers always a tough opposition, of course, with 5 games played. Um, Sancte do have a game in hand on a number of teams, but they're all in and around and also on 5 games. But we'll see. We'll see how the evening develops. First up, it's Badgers against Sancte, with Badgers kicking off in their lovely blue and black kit here. Uh, Zanetti and Sosa and a bunch of other people, and Ledebev and Rayad and Sala, and my goodness, it was 5-10 minutes of intense pressure from Badgers there, but Sancte held on, and they are now creating chances on their own. They do have some firepower up top, but they somehow just managed to not score goals, which is never good news, of course. But we'll see if that changes. Khan at least is doing a solid job so far in goal. We're on first half is done. Badgers have really been coming forward, really been pushing for it, but have been unable to find the back of the net. Sancte holding firm. I believe they had a little bit more of the possession, created a couple of chances of their own, but it looks as if it's only Rand Vart that registered an actual shot on target. Prosson doing good over on the right back. There are no fitness concerned. We'll see if the manager says anything in terms of these numbers, if he has any changes to make. But it's been not the worst first half in terms of result anyway. Um, but of course, Badgers piling forward. Not with great success, but but with great enthusiasm anyway. Sosa with a couple of shots. Ross says as is. Salas with three not great attempts, and Ledinev with two. Rayad with only one key pass. Tato says that he wants him to assist. Salas straight away off, fed up with that wastefulness, and that'll do till 60. Excellent. We shall run till 60 minutes and see if who gets the better of the first 15 minutes of the second half. It looks as if there's a lot of effort from Sancte, but they're often being denied in sort of the build-up phase by Davids or someone else, or they wasted themselves. But here is Lompe who has to take action against Van Nistelrooy. Van Nistelrooy with a free kick misses the target. Goal kick for Badgers. That was another chance for Sancte. They did come forward there. Ortega getting involved as well. A bit of an unusual position. We don't often see him out front, but that's where Ross is playing him this evening. A shot on the crossbar there from Badgers, pretty much out of nowhere. Still plenty of chances in this game. Uh, Referee wave plays on. The linesman is not flagging. Sancte survived the scare. Um, and here comes Ray at forward. He finds Proton. Van Nistelrooy is involved. And there is Fugini just on the hour mark. The home side have the lead through one of the managers. Big names, if you ask him yourself. Badgers 9 shots, 4 on target. Sancte with only 2 and 1. Svientokowski, Mark Kerr, and Ravel van der Vaart, the three men in midfield, are all on fives. It's not looking brilliant for them at the moment. I'm not sure what they're attempting, but it's not working for sure. They're under too much pressure. Less than 50% passes completed by almost all of them, apart from Svientokowski, who just about squeezes over. Not great from Sancte. Will let the manager ponder what he will do here at the 60-minute mark. He has got Sahas Mertin and Chris Perry on the bench to come on. Over in the Badgers camp, Tato says leave it as is for the Bats. Well, it's not necessarily Bats if you're doing well. You've got Ronnie Johnson and Robbie Keane to come on. They're not going to scare anyone, really, are they? And it was Rayad with the assist, so I don't think you can complain about that. Rayad to Fucini connection there, opening the scoring for you this evening. 1-0, still half an hour to play. We'll go back to the Sancte lineup here and see if Ross wants to make any changes. Yeah, Rayad to Fucini doesn't get much better for you, does it really? Yeah, as mentioned, Svintakovsky, Mark Kerr, and Rafael van der Vaart, they are struggling a little bit this evening, to put it mildly. I don't know if it's the arrows, but let's see what Ross does. He says Saha for Ortega, Kerr for Smerton, Svintakovsky to AMC, remove the arrows of the MCs, please, and done. So it looks like this, I guess. So a little bit more attacking, getting someone in the hole between the or behind the two strikers, and hopefully that'll be enough. I think that was it. Zaha for Teco, Care for Smerton, Svientokowski, AMC, remove arrows of MCs, and that looks good to me. Yeah, let's see. Last half hour coming up. And yeah, Smuts is here saying that midfield three does not look brilliant. They don't. Let's kick this one on, back off, and see what happens. 25 minutes to play. Svientokowski is making his presence felt a little bit further there, but oh, time really almost ran out there. We've got 10 minutes left. It was a quick jump from something like 60 right up to 80 minutes. Badgers holding firm, Sancte not really creating a lot, but Cole was there. Van Nistelrooy tried to do something, but instead it's down the other end of the pitch, and there is a free kick for Badgers again. Can you have your best players available now? Well, potentially. I mean, there's only 3 or 4 days in game to the next, but hopefully, fingers crossed. And there comes Smertin. There's Van Nistelrooy, though. Van Nistelrooy to Smertin. Svientokowski comes, let it bounce from outside the area. He cannot find the back of the net. But Sancte still with a chance or two here. Goal kick taken by Khan. Free kick. Davids. Someone sent the ball in, but no one was at the end of it. There comes Neil Scally of all people. Khan does well to parry it. Corner kick for Badgers. Fucini getting involved again, but Khan with a good save. Khan probably looking towards a Man of the Match award for his performances here, but we will see who gets it. Salas with a free kick. It's still all to play for here. Looks as if Badgers have this in control, but Sancte did create a couple of dangerous chances there right at the end, or at least it looked like it. It doesn't seem to have reflected in the stats, but that was a tough one for Sancte. It looked as if they certainly came into it a bit more in the second half, but on this it does not reflect it. Olive Kahn did a great job. The midfielders, whatever was in there, just didn't work out for them this evening. Scally and Davids completely sort of neutralized them. Sventakowski stayed on the five, same as Van der Vaart. Tough one, tough one. Badgers, meanwhile, nothing else to report. Nines and eights, sevens, and decent evening, Mr. Campbell. You have only missed this. Badgers beating Sancte. I did promise that we would have a promise. I did mention that we would have Vikings next, I think. So that's what we're going to do. Evening, Alex. Good to see you here. We will do Vikings next. So we have got Steve and Paula both here. A couple of changes for the Vikings due to Emerton, of course, being ruled out through injury. Liverani as well. It's Patrick on the right wing and Van Bommel into midfield Van Bommel in midfield next to Hersey. Del Vecchio comes back in, and those are the changes. Sorry for being late. Was finishing Valentine's Day dinner, so eating from Friday until now. That's a bit of a long one, or delayed. You went for the bargain option and celebrated it on a on a different date. Fair. I take my hat off for that. Um, Excellent. Los Santos, Kieran Dyer's out, big miss, but Lisa Rasu is back, which means that he obviously has different options. Sinoni's are over on the right because Lee Young Pyo can move into the middle with that being freed up. A couple of changes on the subs bench, but apart from that, it's pretty much as is from Los Santos. Of course, Scott not in attendance this evening. He is watching actual football. I'm not sure if I would have made that decision, but we will see. Weather this time of year is terrible for that, isn't it? Vikings against Los Santos. We'll kick this one off and see how it goes. Good luck to both managers, of course. Um, Vicente Lizarazu of all people. He doesn't score many in a season, but I guess it's gotta come at some point, and it's against the Vikings. He has opened his account. Looks as if Los Santos have been very strong in this first half. Did expect a little bit more from Vikings with the home advantage here. There is Shevchenko. Lets it run free. Could have perhaps had an equalizer right there, but didn't. Two shots, two on target. Los Santos 2-1. If we look at the Los Santos stats, Lizos had a great first half. Sinoni had a poor first half, apart from the assist over on the other flank. Kalashak's Paul Brosek behind the who was up front? I forget again. Leon Bjorn Brosek behind Kalashak's up front. Not working brilliantly, but it's okay. And Milevski's doing very well in that DMC role, so he's keeping them out of trouble. Over at Vikings, it's been a bit of a tough first half for them. They had a great start to the season, but they've stuttered a little bit now. Playing really well, to be honest. Lots of completed passes. Not a lot of them key though. Tackling is not going too bad either. They are slightly ahead in terms of performance, in terms of shots here, I would say. Obviously, Lizarazu being the main difference, but we'll see if the manager wants to do anything at this stage or if they are happy to roll until 60. Sorry, just getting just sipping a delicious beverage. Um, while contemplating what options he could potentially go with here. There is Evan Nielsen, interesting option on the bench. Claudio Lopez as well. Steve says as is for now, so we will do that up until 60. Hopefully for Vikings they can create a little bit more here in the beginning of the second half. Maybe even pull that one goal back. That Van Bommel coming forward, sprinting forward apparently. At least there was Sue with an obstruction there on someone. There comes Hersey creating again. Van Bommel can't get past Brosek. That must be on pace and not on physical strength. Fine save by Taibi. Vikings had another good attempt there. Coming up to the hour mark, Van Bommel comes forward. There is beating Lee Young Pyo. He could do that. Patsasoglu on the volley. What a great goal that would have been, and what a surprising goal scorer it would have been, but it goes out. We're on the hour mark now. let's see. We will just get a yellow card for someone there before we uh, drop in on the hour mark. So Vikings have dominated the beginning of the second half. They're now on 4-3. Lisa Rasu is still on a 9. Carlos Jack's the only player left on a 6. But there will be no changes for Scott in case, unless it's in case of injury. Milevski 10-2. That's not looking good. But yeah, we won't dwell on that too long. We'll give Steve the option of making any changes or sticking as is. Claudio Lopez, as mentioned, on the bench. Ivan Nilsson as well, and an option for them on that right hand side. But Batsasoglu is not doing particularly badly. It's more Del Vecchio and Kluivert who are not really firing yet. Could potentially swap them around just for laughs. But Claudio Lopez as well could come in instead of one of them. So there's definitely potential there for some effective changes that could switch things up a bit. We'll see what the managers choose to do. Lopez on for Kluivert. We shall do that. And we'll see if there's any other changes to be made at this point. Or swapping around potentially. Simeone on for Del Vecchio. That's a brave move. Swap with Hersey perhaps? Or we leave them as this? Swap Del Vecchio and Hersey. Aha, yes. Good. Good, good, good. Lava Lopez. Yeah, well, he has made some interesting appearances in the Super League before, and making a bit of a name for himself. We don't see him that often, but of course he is still rated very highly by a lot of managers. Swablovsov and Shevchenko. Yeah, I thought that might be the case. And let's see if any other changes or if this is how we run until the end. Good call, says but good call, says Paul. That's it. Excellent. Thanks very much, guys. We shall run this one until the end. 24 minutes left to play now. There is Brozic coming forward. That's always annoying to see if you make changes and then it's the opposition that has the next big chance. But the Vikings are continuing to create. Los Santos not without chances though. Here comes Ferdinand van Bommel and Patrick Power of all people. First goal of the season. Two surprise goal scorers here. We've got the last 10 minutes to go, and there is a red card for someone. Sinoni kicks the ball away. He'd already been sent off. I'm not sure why he's kicking the ball away as well. Let's have a quick look here and see what options we have from that right hand side. Not a lot apart from Lassisi, um, Silvestre, I guess. I'm not. I'm going to double check if Scott left any instructions here. Um, I don't think he did, but I'm sure. Happy to roll unless injuries and red cards, in which case I trust your judgment. Oh well, that's that's always good. We are going to hang on to the lead by match rating by taking the worst of, well, that could be any of them really, by taking this guy off, cancel, and we are doing it by taking this guy off, Lee Young Pyo. What am I doing here? Lee Chun So off for Sylvestre, and we're going to stick Sylvestre out there. I'm sure he can do a brilliant job, and hopefully for Scott, he can hang on for the last 7 minutes. Um, might even pitch a winner, who knows? We will see. 10 men have done it against 11 before. Ooh, Sylvester getting involved there. Vikings get the options to also change here, do they? Aha. With the red? Yeah, I forget these rules. Thanks, Mr. Campbell, for reminding me. Um, End of the game. Vikings had 9 shots, 6 on target. Los Santos 2-1. Apologies for that. Used to be the rule. It might still be. I'll 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 uh, I'll review that. Let's call it that. On the match report, not a lot happening going forward for the front three for Los Santos. Sevens and eights for everyone else. Sinoni got that assist. Vikings stat, actually a brilliant game for Vikings. Just a little bit unlucky they conceded that goal early on. It looks as if they had the rest of the game completely under control, especially with Patrick Power doing a brilliant job there in the center of the park. He even got the goal. No assist for that though, but bit of a bit of tough luck there with Vikings. But yeah, 9 shot, 6 on target, plenty of free kicks. That's how it is. So moving on for the next game of the evening. I've not seen Mike about, so we will skip this a little bit. Apologies. I know that both Dimple and Dan were here earlier, so we can jump into Fulchester against East Coast potentially. I think East Coast go unchanged, if I'm not mistaken. Nakata, as you can see, there's listed. He's on his way out of the club. Swap with someone we'll see later on. Fulchester against East Coast will be our next one. Dario Hussain has to get a squad number for Fulchester. Fulchester, if you didn't see that, Matusalem has come into the centre of the park. Apologies for not showing that. Hussain starts and Beckham has moved to the right hand side. Those are the changes for Fulchester as they look to be the first team to take points off East Coast. So good luck to both managers in this one. Fulchester taking off East Coast. East Coast, of course, they have been pretty much unstoppable, and it's bad news for Fulchester, as I'm afraid, as Pablo Michelini picks up a yellow card. He is the captain. We are 10 minutes in, 11 minutes in, and already they are a man down. He has got John Welsh, who can obviously play in that DMC role, sitting on the bench, ready to jump in if he wants to sacrifice. Methusalem, for example, that's probably where I would be going if Dan is I believe Dan was here, but we'll see what he says. Could also roll, of course. Dimble says no change, thanks very much. What a start. Drop Methuselah back. Okay, yeah. Well, well, if you if you've been tasked with taking points off the reigning champions with their 6 games and 6 wins start, then then yeah, it's really not what you wanted. We've dropped Methuselah back to DMC, see if he can do a job there and kind of stem the East Coast tide. But it looks as if um, East Coast are going for the kill here. They're definitely trying their very best to create an absolute ton of chances. Um, haven't managed to find a way through quite yet, though. Coming up to halftime, they have punched people in the face on 45 minutes, and they do it again. Constantino from 40, from some whatever yards out, or was it on 46 minutes? I forget what that was, but yeah, that's what's happening sometimes. Was it? Um, just the first goal of the season. It wasn't from particularly far out. Anyway, yeah, East Coast very strong in that first half. 8-4. Fulchester only 1-1 with the man sent off. That is a tough task, of course. Turam is on an 8. He's not had a lot to do. Done some decent passes. Everyone else is at 7 and 8s. I doubt Dimble will be doing much here. Of course, over on the other side, Ayala Materazzi are doing particularly well. Dragatas as well. Methusalem. Um, Luckiest side in the league as is. Yeah, at least your keeper's doing okay. So that's always good. We'll roll until 60 and see if any more changes will be made at that point. Have been holding firm, relatively firm at the back though, Fulchester. So there's always that chance when you're only 1 goal down. David Beckham can create from anywhere, and they have got people who can finish them as well. But it obviously all relies on being able to prevent East Coast from getting any more goals. And it looks as if they are trying their hardest to do just that. Constantino, Robin, just giving the top of the bar there. Very, very strong East Coast performance again here. But Fulchester trying to come forward. Shimkoviak brings down Dragatas, but no chance came of that. We're hitting the hour mark just now, and it's Kowalczyk. There's Robin, closed down well by Beckham. Um, Indeed, East Coast are still piling forwards. Fulchester on 2-2 though, very effective in terms of hitting the target, but not so much in terms of scoring. Lilian Thuram still on the 6. Everyone else is doing a sterling job trying to keep the game under control for Dimple and the boys. Kowalczyk's down to 77% fitness, so is Emerson. Nothing really to worry about though. We will see if the manager wants to do anything. Meanwhile, on Lucky's side in the Super League, they have 8 to 9 across the board down at the back. Song You Cook on a 6. Methuselah's on an 8. He's doing okay in there. 10, 8, and 5. His tackles. Look at Ayala as well, doing brilliantly. Dilson Danielson and Dario Hussain struggling a little bit. They have got Viduka on the bench and John Welsh. Uh, we'll see if Dan wants to do anything or if he's going to roll and hope that East Coast runs out of steam and eventually hits them with the soccer punch on 90 minutes. And Viduka for then Nielsen, two up top, centre backs. We shall do that. And hopefully that's going to work out. I don't know if you have a preference for who's going to go left or right positions. Hussain is essential, so that doesn't matter. Good. We roll this until the end, and we see how it goes. Might as well go two up top, Fulchester, obviously. Nothing to lose here, really. Already a goal down, and it does increase the chances of doing something spectacular. But it's Paul Scholes who settles for the spectacular. 20 minutes still to play, and there's a red card for David Beckham. Um, I'm guessing roll. I don't know. I'm sorry, Dan. I don't really know what to say with this one. But yeah, that's tough. Dimble, if you want to do anything or if you want to confirm assist, that's obviously you might want to carry on, says Dan. I'll presume Dimble's going to go as is with the last 10 minutes. Oh, well, carry on, Dan, or you wanna? Who had three players sent off before in the same game? I don't know. When your luck's out, what's the other one? It never rains, but it pours. Dimble is rolling. Do you want to pull someone back, or we've given up on this one? And roll if there's another one. Well, we'll see. Um, we will see if there is another one. But uh, looks as if no. Well, your luck's just in. You've you got three players sent off. Um, yeah. What do you really say about that? A little bit of an exaggeration by the referee, perhaps. Michelini hacked down with 2 feet. Yeah, it happens. And what else? Beckham kicked out at Robin. Methuselah barged Robin in the back. It was maybe a little bit harsh, but yeah, that's a little bit painful. Three reds in the game. Arigato got the assist and the goals, as you can see there. Meanwhile, Fulchester stats: Ayala man of the match, not bad. Beckham, Michelin, and Methuselah not having a great time. But let's not dwell too much on this one for poor Dan. It was not, not, not a great watch from the manager's perspective, obviously. So hats off. We'll be a fray for next week. It will be something, no doubt. It will be something. Um, right, let's go with this one. We have, I'm not sure if we've got Alf or Rox in the house. Haggis is here. Who are you playing, sir? I forget. Staggington. We can go with this one. We have got the managers in the house for this one. Haggis. I forget if they were changed. Oh, I believe Titata has been dropped. Saeed's come in. Those are the key. That's the key change for Haggis. Staggington still awaiting the arrival of new people. Dakur, as you can see, is on his way out. He is unhappy. Um, and yeah, apart from that, I think Balder's come in for Andrews in central defence. That's another change. Injury related. Andrews out for a few days with a gashed leg. Yeah, apart from that, all good for Stackington as they take on Haggis. Um, looking to hit some form, Stackington, looking to get the most out of Inzaghi and get the season rolling and push up towards that top six. Haggis, meanwhile, are obviously already in flying form, sitting in a solid top position themselves. But they have struggled in the first 30 minutes, to be honest. Here, I won't say it's been overwhelmingly in Stackington's favour, but they have certainly created more chances. Inzaghi yet to find the back of the net though this evening. Not even the top scorer of the league. That is still Vieri. Cruz. Oh, and there is Petkov. Another halftime, just before halftime, sort of punch in the face like East Coast delivered in the previous game. That's not what I saw in the first half, but but okay. I thought Stackington actually had chances, but Apparently not. Haggis with 5 and 3. Um, Walter Samuel there on a 6. Everyone else doing okay. And Elk is on a 6 as well. And no fitness concern for the manager. Meanwhile, over at Staggington, Inzaghi is somehow on a 5. I'm not entirely sure what has happened here. You haven't been on yet, Mr. Edwards, still to go, but we can put you on next. I think Smuts is here as well, so we can do that. Yeah, looking Duff, LM, Finn, and RM. I believe we've done this one before. Duff, LM, Finn, and oil off, and then swap these two around, I believe is the key. And to LM with the arrow. Good, 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 good. Onwards and upwards for Stackington. We will see. We will roll to 60 and see if they can find a way back into this one. There was a lot of Stackington green and yellow in the first half, to be honest. I thought they were doing a little bit better than what it looked like here on paper. But let's see if that improves in the second half in terms of numbers as well, and not just my sort of perception of what's going on. Inzaghi comes forward, goes past Jeremy's, Gustavo Lopez, Jeremy's. Oh, there is Jeremy's. That's the danger of having him involved, of course. He's a very strong player, but he can be liable to do some not brilliant things occasionally, and he is off. So of course, Haggis, Ian, if you want to do anything, that's it. More red cards indeed. Those are your options. To Chatsa back on for Cruz maybe, or to Chatsa for Anelka. Okay. Good luck with that. Good luck with that. But yeah, good luck with that. Alex, do you want to do anything at this point, or you want to wait until 60? As Mr. Campbell pointed out, that is the prerogative of the opposing manager that they can make small changes at this. Can I put long arrows on? You can indeed. I presume you mean these ones. Um, yep, good, good. We do that and we roll till 60. Still 10 minutes to play here. I get the feeling Anelka's not going to like this. Uh, remember Thiago having a heart attack once because I potentially have subbed them off or did something anyway to upset Anelka, and yeah, so that was back in the good old days. Iker Casillas with a save, and Sagi doing well here for the home side, but still not finding the back of the net. So he tripped him, yellow card there. DM's living dangerous for Haggis. Staggington 3-1, Haggis 7-4. Those are the Haggis stats. A bunch of sevens and eights. Ibrahim Said on a 6. Plenty of people on yellows. Casas and Tomadera on the bench. We will see if the manager wants to do anything. Um, Over at Stackington, it's Inzaghi still on a 5. Sixes and sevens. There's Morientes is probably the best attacking option on the bench. We will see if Alex chooses to do anything at this point. Or if both managers decide to roll until 60, of course, or until the end. That is, of course, also an option. Trusting the players they have at their disposal, the squad that's already on the pitch. Morientes and Lopez up front with Cole AMC, says Alex. And Cole AMC, Inzaghi there, Lopez there, Morientes there, and everyone Cole, I guess. And Campbell says just roll. Good. Good, 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 good. Right, last half hour coming up. Stackington against Haggis. Should be possible for them to find a winner here with the extra man in play. Still a couple of people on yellow cards, of course, that could also come into play here towards the end. 10 minutes left. The yellow card for Tichatsa. Just a couple of minutes left now. Stackington doing what they can, but they have got Gustavo Lopez off injured, and we're into added time. Alexander Vogt is the only option, so I will put him on, and I will give Alex the option of putting him somewhere or just leaving him up top with 1 minute left to play. There's probably not a lot that can happen here. Uh, Bit card happy the MC. I guess like this. We will see what happens in the uh, we'll see what happens in the last minute here. And no action. I will leave you on the match screen just for a couple of seconds. Just a brief intermission here. I will be back very shortly. Intermission over. Apologies, I don't have any hold music for you guys. I could leave on, but we are back and we still have a couple of more games to go through. Yeah. Horrible game, unlucky. Cannavaro, man of the match on an 8, I think probably says it all. Staggington stats not looking particularly great either, in all fairness. Just not getting shots on target. Unfortunately for them, it did look a little bit like it in the first half, but apparently wasn't. So we'll leave it at that. We will pick up with Northern Burn against Foss Road because we have both managers here. Foss Road, I think, goes as is as a tribute to his opponents. Northern Burn don't go as is because NDI is suspended. Vieira moves back to central midfield. We've got Aymar coming in with Kalatse, I believe. Um, yes, I think those were the only changes for Northern Burn. We'll see if yeah, for sure. Um, Looking forward to this one. I'm not. Well, it's Northern Burn. I mean, they've not been Northern Burn of old so far. I mean, apart from the last game, but we will see. We'll see how they go this evening. Good luck to both managers in this one. Northern Burn against Foss Road. We shall kick this one off and see if Northern Burn can continue where they left off. Aga Howe had a great game last time out, scoring goals for fun. Um, Lausen picks up an early yellow card and Buffon makes a save. That's been a couple of highlights so far in the first half. We've had a 45-minute goal. Will we get one here? We will not. We will get one on half an hour. It's Trezeguet opening the scoring for Foss Road. Northern Burn now really needing to get back into this one. Head to head against Edwards must be grim reading. I'm going to check that separately, but maybe it is. Lots of people have a poor record against him. Um, he has had 4 shots and 0 on target, though you've had one and you've scored. So congratulations with that. A little bit unfair, perhaps, looking at the distribution, but that's how it is. Smuts goes as is. Lauerson and Hoflands are on 8. Everyone doing well, apart from Harry Kuehl, actually, who's still in this kind of swappy with Totti in the AMC role. Northern Burn, I believe Ian's going to trust the process here. Candela is on a 6, Kalatza on a 6, like how on a 6 but wrong. Everyone's on a 6 apart from Hippie, the captain, who's on an 8. Not looking brilliant, but I think that Ian's going to go as is, and indeed he is. We roll until 60. Northern Burn um, will no doubt be hoping for a little bit more. Oh, hits the woodwork there. Unlucky for Akahawa. Had such a great game last time out, but unable to do anything about that. Just hitting the woodwork and has to go again. Nick Matulian beats it away. Northern Burn really piling on the pressure here. Couple of very good chances for them in the beginning of the second half. Lausen getting involved though, passing the ball forward. Yellow card and a free kick for Foss Road. Will we see another red this evening? And will it be in this match? Um, yeah, Northern Burn, 7-2, not really hitting the target, boys, but definitely trying their hardest. Akahawa with 2 shots, Aymar with 2 shots, Contra and Candela involved as well. Hipia, Impensa and Verong, who potentially are the two most sort of dangerous goal getters in there. Not the one who gets the chances, unfortunately, and that might be what's making the difference at the moment for Northern Burn against Foss Road. Foss Road holding firm, not really creating a whole lot. Roy Keane got the assist there. Lawson still on the yellow, but apart from that, they're doing pretty well. Jacopo Saviola and Comandini, their bench options. Uh, Kufrey, Ferguson, and Michael Owen for Northern Burn. We'll see if either manager wants to do anything here at 60, or if both of them are just happy to let it roll. Owen is the question. Owen's the answer. Well, we will see. Inzaghi's not there anymore. Smutsko says Ferguson for Kalatza, and that is it, says Ian. So we take Kalatza off, and Barry Ferguson comes on. We roll until the end. Hipia now comes forward, and Pence's trying to get involved as well. Needs to get on the score sheet, otherwise he'll be out again, and Owen will come back in. No doubt the manager will try to rotate his strikers until one of them finds a rich vein of form and brings them to those playoff spots. But they're going to have to do better than this. 15 minutes still to play. Chances keep coming and keep getting wasted. We'll put it down to fast just to see if we can keep up with all of it, all of the action here. There's Northern Burn retaining possession, coming forward. Just a couple of minutes more to play now. They will need to do something quick. Buffon with good save kicks it upfield. 2 minutes of time added on. That's not a lot, and it will not be enough for Northern Burn. Hard luck for them. 9 shots, only two on target. Foss Road champing them there with 1-1. Um, David Trezeguet, man of the match award. Roy Keane with the assist. Foss Road picks up 3 points on the road against Northern Burn, who remains well below the cut-off line for the playoffs. Of course, unusual to find Northern Burn there at this stage of the season. Lots of sevens. There's a six for Kalatse. Not a terrible performance from Northern Burn, just terrible finishing. That's pretty much the story of the evening. So commiserations to Mr. Edwards there. We have got Exiles against Sloths, and we have got Stanley against Dudley Hill. I haven't seen any of the managers for either of those sides online, so I believe they're at the football mostly. I'm not sure what Neil is up to, but we'll run through these two games sort of relatively quickly. Sloths with a couple of changes in their sort of lineup. They've got Battaglia, Biscan, Lazarikin comes in. He's the mystery man. Shearer starts for Amoroso for Shearer starts for Amoroso, and yeah, that's where Sloths are at. They're up against Exiles, who, as mentioned, are looking to bounce back after that poor performance they had last time out. I believe there was one change in there. It's Casano coming in. Casano coming in for Exiles. That was the chance. Sorry, the change that they had made. Exiles looked certain to score but didn't. Sloth in their away kit. There's Smooch. He got one ruled out for offside. Very eventful first 20 minutes here. Chances galore and offside goals as well. Um, yeah, not really sure where to look at the moment, whether it's Exiles coming forward or Slots coming forward. Looks as if Exiles have had slightly the better of it, but it's Fiore from the left-hand side, I believe, who opens the scoring for Slots. Poor result for them last time out against Northern Burn, but they're looking to bounce back here. And Fiore has opened the scoring for them. 5 minutes added on in the first half. Is that VAR already? Elba should have perhaps scored there, but didn't. Exiles will be kicking themselves that Smoot had that goal ruled out for offside in the first half. Um, and there's a yellow card for Tomasi. We keep going. I think it was 53 or 56 minutes we were up to here. And before that, eventually blew for half time. Sloths had the better of that first half. Exiles, although there was plenty of purple on the screen, not doing particularly well. The players, though, meanwhile, over for Sloths. It's kind of more of the same. Eleftheropoulos is slightly better keeper, though. Brooking has done quite well as well. And of course, Stefan Fiore got the goal, assisted by Elber. As mentioned, neither manager in attendance, so we shall roll the second half and see if Exiles can get back into this, or if Sloths will continue to hold firm in this one. Shearer with another chance, Elba with another chance. They've had good chances, Sloths, and they're somehow preventing Exiles, who were so effective early on in the season until that East Coast game. Exiles were looking very strong, but there comes Raul. I think there was a punch up after the goal. Smooch now with the second. Sloths conceding late, as was the case prior. And there comes Vieri. That's the seventh of the season. That's what Exiles needed. Just that little bit of firepower. I'm not familiar with Mr. Lusenhoff, but he has played well Tolina in that role before, so we will do that. Big turnaround for Exiles here, and another 3-1 defeat for Sloths. I believe it was 3-1 against Burn as well, wasn't it? Southgate picks up a yellow. Yeah, 8 yellow cards, no reds, plenty of action. Assists for Tomasi, for Casano, who came in as well, or who was selected for this game as well, and Vieri, not man of the match, that was Tomasi, but Vieri, 7 goals for the season now with that one. Lefter Pulis dropped to a 5, obviously a main fault for this in the second half. Yeah, he pretty much let everything go. I just wanted to double check after the last goal if there was some kind of punch up or some kind of fight or something like that. What did I miss? Did I miss something? Or was that my imagination? That was my imagination. Good. Wow, indeed, says Ian. Yes, that was kind of wow. 97 minutes as well. I don't know how many minutes. There must have been 14 minutes of added time in this one. Um, we finished the evening with Dudley against Stanley, and Dudley has one change. I believe it's Sand who comes in at AMC. He has got the AMC's injured again. And for Mike, it's a no Nato starting for Rossini is the change that he has made. Tactically, both teams are the same. Um, Eversand going forward here. That's a penalty. Nedved, who Steve is expecting a lot from this season, or hoping for a lot from, opens the scoring. Henri follows him up quickly. Two, two goals. The goals and the red cards have come quickly here. And there is Thierry Henry with his third of the evening, just 13 minutes in, and Stanley are already in huge problems here. Ebbe Sand, I am not sure what's going on at Stanley. Did I put no Westerveld is in goal? I'm not sure. There was only one change for Stanley, but it's definitely not it's definitely not a game that the manager will be happy to catch up with later on when he sees this back. Yeah, 4-0. Tough. Dan, you're saying something about being the most unlucky manager in the Super League. Um, yeah, I I I think I think we're just gonna roll. We're just gonna roll and see if that gets any better in the second half, potentially, but possibly not. I mean, a consolation goal would be nice. You know what it's like when you're 4-0 up in the first half. You think it's going to be 8 or 9, but usually it's the opposition who picks up the odd goal unless you're lucky and get a fifth. It looks as if it's going to stay with 4, and indeed it does. Dudley Hill finishes 4-0 winners after those explosive first 20 minutes. Commiserations to Mike and the Stanley team. They're not sure what went wrong. Backs only on a 4. That's not something to dwell on too much. Roberto Carlos with 2 assists. He's probably top of the assist charts now. Thierry Henry with 2 goals, and Nedved with a good performance as well. And Ebesan coming in and not doing too badly. His backup AMCs have actually done relatively well with Collins and Nikiforenko being out. Brings us to the end of the evening, and I won't dwell too much longer on it, other than to say East Coast are well out in front, but Haggis are actually just behind them. We'll have Smuts on Thursday, so that'll be fun. And yeah, down at the bottom, Stanley. It's that was not a great watch for them. Colchester though have conceded 17. If it's any consolation, Haggis and East Coast very difficult to score against. Quick reminder of the fixtures. I'll leave them up on the screen. Dimple, you're on last, in case you are wondering. With Foss Road being on comms, Haggis Exiles. That's a huge game, and the rest you can see for yourself. Thank you once again for your attendance, for your interest in the Super League. It's greatly appreciated. Hope you have a wonderful rest of the evening, and I will speak to you again soon.